Now, at this point in 2025, I don't know what's worse. The fact that we lost Charlie Kirk to an insane individual that shall remain nameless, by the way, and never be named ever again over here, or we have a lot of celebrities and those in the media celebrating his death, or even just saying downright lies or offensive things about the guy, about Charlie Kirk, his friends and family, and his loved ones, including his wife, Erica Kirk, that are dealing with all of this. Now, when you're looking at everything in between here, we know that the media is very guilty about this. We know that a lot of those in Hollywood and the music industry as well are doing everything in their power to politicize the Charlie Kirk situation, and it's only getting worse from this point forward. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new, and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. Now, one thing about Ariana Grande is that she is one of the latest performers / singers, and now an actress, of course. She's in the Wicked movies now. We know one thing about Ariana Grande is that she actually politicized the whole Charlie Kirk situation and started to blame Trump about this, and that, and brought up all of his policies into the mix as well. And how that backfired, and how a lot of fans of Ariana Grande are now walking away, whether it's fans of her music or fans of her role in the movie Wicked and the upcoming movie Wicked for Good, the sequel to the actual past film. What's interesting about this, though, has a lot more to do with how she's going into damage control mode, especially after Universal banned her from making several appearances as part of the marketing campaign, as part of the press tour to promote this movie. So let's get into the actual details about all of this. Now, one thing about Ariana Grande is that she's done some pretty weird things before in the past. You know, the whole donut thing is one thing to really bring up. What's interesting, though, is that with the assassination of Charlie Kirk now bringing out multiple performers and singers to say downright offensive things about Charlie by politicizing what happened on September 10th, one major development going on now involves more to do with Ariana Grande again and what she had to say after losing many fans after her Charlie Kirk-related comments went viral. And also, how it got her banned from making several appearances to promote her film Wicked for Good. Ariana delivered the following to do damage control. I think everyone deserves a second chance. I really do. And that goes for me as well. What I said came out of frustration with the status of our country, and to see so many of my supporters taking that the wrong way, it really brings me to tears and just makes me want to cry. In fact, it makes me cry. But you have to admit the truth that what happened weeks ago to this man is a result of how so many Americans are tired of policies that don't make anything affordable. September 10th was a wake-up call that this administration is doing nothing but playing the victim and blaming those on the left that they are responsible, and that's not okay. That is just not even remotely true. It has nothing to do with leftism or liberals. This is a personal and a people issue. It's an issue with our society. And the problem with the media that caters to the right is that they are using this as a way to scapegoat and to blame liberals in order to actually gain a political advantage. And that is not okay at all. But just because I share a political opinion about the terrible prices in this country, it should not give people a right to move on from my work. That is a very revealing side of our country, that if you bring up one factual thing that people don't want to come to terms with, they run away. We as Americans for the past 9 months have been silenced for far too long. Look at what happened to Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert and others that are so talented in show business and are seeing a spike in this behavior, those being silenced after what happened to Charlie. This should not give them a right pass to silence people. This should also not be used as a political motive to say, see, I told you so. It just doesn't work that way, and it shouldn't. I ask everyone to really question themselves what is going on with our country, especially after what happened to this young man weeks ago. Now guys, let me just say one thing about Ariana Grande. Again, this is the last thing you want to do before a movie like Wicked for Good is coming out. Just in a couple of weeks, technically. I mean, you know, you got like 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks, give or take, right around there, before the marketing campaign really ramps up for Wicked for Good. So it's really not all that far out. It's right around the corner. And the more she actually decides to double down on her politics, and by doing the whole sorry not sorry routine type of thing, you know, it sounded like she was trying to actually do damage control, and then she just goes right back into it again. Now, we know one thing about Ariana Grande is that, yes, as I pointed out earlier in the video, she's done some outrageous things before in the past. Again, the whole donut thing was very weird. That was just the beginning of everything. And now, when you look at Ariana Grande, right, not just as a singer or as a performer or even as an actress, but just as a person, I think the mask is really beginning to come off at this point, and there is a potential here that this could very well turn into a Rachel Zegler 2.0 situation if she doesn't stop and stop now. Now, look, we know that they're trying to paint it as if, a lot of people on one end of the political spectrum are blaming others and how they're just trying to drag politics. Ariana Grande and among others out there are indeed politicizing now the whole Charlie Kirk situation. There's no doubt about that. Anyway, she continues, understand that division is the cause and politics are playing a role in that division. This has absolutely nothing to do with the left or liberals. Nothing at all. They are not to blame at all. And I do beg for forgiveness for those that took what I said out of context. And I welcome anyone who wants to see wicked for good. But our country right now is not okay. Just look at what is happening with the border and with ICE. We need a better system than what this administration is pushing, because it's unfair and unbalanced and creating instability in our country. And I can only hope that we all do better, both as a society and just as people. So again, the fact that she briefly brings up the whole Charlie Kirk situation and then politicizes it again, and it just is another example of another personality out there doubling down and doing the whole sorry not sorry routine, right? And how she's begging for forgiveness now and begging for those to go ahead and see her movie Wicked for Good, and claiming that people took her comments out of context when she's really making it very clear of what she's saying here. And we all know at the same exact time, when you have people on The View, for example, the hosts of The View saying those things, you have performers like Ariana Grande, actors like Robert De Niro, for example, saying all these crazy, wacky things after Charlie Kirk's assassination. I mean, we even have actors like Mark Hamill, who had a very, frustrating time dealing with the fact that there was a Charlie Kirk memorial. He actually did not like that and actually called it a Trump political rally. And that's just how crazy some of these people really are in Hollywood. Some of these people in the music industry really are. It's really not going to change as far as I'm concerned. It's not going to change this year. It's most certainly not going to change within the next 2 years. I just don't see it happening at all with a lot of these stars, quote unquote. Anyway, when you're looking at Ariana Grande, I think that this is very well going to be the beginning of the end when it comes to her acting career. Maybe not for her music career, but most definitely for her acting career. It's going to be very interesting and intriguing to see whether or not this will impact the performance of Wicked for Good by Universal. And that's exactly why Universal took action against her, and I'm sure that she has a problem with that. That's exactly why they banned her from making specific appearances to promote this movie. But overall, I would love to hear what everyone has to say about all of this below in the comments. Anything ranging from Ariana Grande to her overall politicizing the whole Charlie Kirk situation. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.